we're back with another picks and predictions video for UFC Fight Night Macau, Song versus Figueiredo. Last week we had a really successful week, so we're looking to carry over that level of success into this week. Starting off at the strawweight division, we have Loma Lookboonmee set to face off against Jaqueline. Amorim. I like the side of the favorite here to get it done by submission. Jaqueline Amorim to win by sub. She's a superior grappler. She does lack in the striking, which Loma is way more superior. However, I don't think Loma is going to be able to stop the takedown. And once Jaqueline gets on top, she's going to work her way into mount, where she manages to get a submission victory here. If it gets to the second and third round, it's going to be very, very tough. And if Loma manages to keep the fight standing, it's going to be very tough. I don't think she's going to be able to do so. Jaqueline, all of her wins, apart from two, has happened in the first round. Both that went past the first round were against lesser competition in Polyana Viana and Montserrat, a girl who's just really, really durable. Jaqueline pulled her into the third round and won by finish there. Loma, in her UFC fights, she has proven to have terrible takedown defense, and that's not going to work against a girl like Jaqueline. On to the featherweights, we have Kangjie, apologies for the name, and Rodrigo Vera. I like the side of Rodrigo Vera here. I mean, this is one you should definitely stay away from in terms of betting. These guys are unproven at the UFC level, but I like the side of the favorite here. I think he manages to win by decision because Zhu has proven to be very durable. Next up, we're going back to the strawweights. We have Angela Hill set to face off against Zhang. May have butchered the name again. Gonna butcher a lot here. I like the side of Zhang here. I think Angela Hill, she has gotten way too old for the sport of MMA. And she's not a finisher. She goes to decisions every single time. She also goes to split decisions a lot of the time. Zhang, she has a lot of power, and I see her landing the much more telling shots. Hill, she's going to have to land shots and be on her bike for the entire night. I don't know if she's going to be able to do that at her current age. It's definitely one you should stay away from in terms of betting. Hill is a good value underdog, but I don't see her getting the win here. Give me Zhang to win by decision. Next up, we're going to the bantamweights. We have Tsuruya set to face off against Luis Gurule. A lot of people like the side of Gurule here. I mean, he is coming off a very, very nice performance against Daniel Perez, but people seem to forget he was on a 3-fight losing streak on his way out of the UFC before that. And facing a guy like Tsuruya, who has proven to be a very, very durable cardio machine and high-level wrestling, I see him managing to get the better of Gurule. I think he manages to control Gurule in the first round and the second. At a minimum, he could even do it in the third. And he can get a submission, but he just is going to have his way here. I don't see Luis going to be able to keep the fight standing. Yes, he may be able to get back to his feet, but unfortunately, it's not going to be for very long. And he's going to tire out, and that's where Tsuruya manages to get the better of him. I see him winning by decision, but it is live for him to get a finish. But give me Tsuruya to win by decision. Placing a bet on Tsuruya to win over 1.5. Next up, we're going to the bantamweights again. We have Aoriqileng set to face off against Cody Haddon. I love the side of Cody Haddon here. He is a finisher through and through. I see him getting a finisher. Cody Haddon to win by KO or sub is going to be the pick and the play. Aoriqileng, he's a decent fighter, but Cody Haddon only losing to a guy like Steve Ercik, who's a proven talent. And against Dan Argueta, he looks really, really good. Going for the finish throughout the fight. Truly, truly, truly entertaining. Cody Haddon, the only worry is him being off for as long as he was. I think he had shoulder surgery. Hopefully, he doesn't come back a shell of his former self. But if we get the same Cody Haddon that we had in the past, he should make easy work of Aoriqileng. On to the welterweights we go. We have Meng set to face off against José Henrique. Henrique has fought in the Contender Series and lost by knockout. He had terrible striking defense as well. Wang Deng, he's not the greatest, but he has way more experience than José Henrique. I do see him managing to clip José and win by KO, but no bet on the fight. I think Wang Deng wins. Next up, we're going to Luis Felipe Diaz set the face off against Yisak Lee. Out of the side of the more experienced guy yet again, I think Luis Felipe manages to get a sub here. Yisak Lee, the only loss he's had is by sub, and Diaz in the contender series, he managed to get a sub in the second round. I see it being no different. I do see him managing to take the back of Yisak Lee and win by submission. Next up, we're going to the flyweights. We have Alex Perez set to face off against Sumudaerji, and I really like the side of Sumudaerji here. He is going to enjoy a very favorable, I think it was 6 inches of reach. Once he has a significant reach advantage here, he's going to pick him apart in the striking. He's going to pick him apart from distance. Alex Perez, he's going to need to close that distance to get takedowns. And in closing the distance, as Demetrius Johnson would say, and in getting into the voice, he's going to be tagged quite a lot. And Sumudaerji, he's going to use that footwork to get out of there. So I see him winning on points. I see him managing to outpoint Alex Perez. I see him being able to avoid any shots that Alex Perez throws his way. Alex Perez does have a lot of power, but I don't see him being able to land here. So yeah, give me Sumudaerji to win by decision. Next up, we're going to the welterweights yet again. We have Jake Matthews set to face off against Carlston Harris. I really like the side of Jake Matthews here. I think Carlston Harris stepping up on short notice, you gotta respect it, but at the same time, Jake Matthews is so much better well-rounded. He's going to be able to out-wrestle Carlston Harris. He's going to have to avoid getting choked, front-choked, especially like what happened in his recent bout against Neil Magny. But once he's able to control him in the wrestling, he's going to do it for at least 3 rounds. I don't see him managing to get a sub or a club and sub or anything like that. I see him managing to just control him and win the fight. Next up, we're going to the bantamweights. We have Kai Asakura set to face off against Cameron Smotherman. Now, Cameron Smotherman coming off a very, very terrible weight cut. He said it wasn't a weight cut. I don't personally buy it, where he would have collapsed at weigh-ins to make the weight. I think he's going to struggle with this weight cut. I also see Kai Asakura keeping the fight standing. I mean, Cameron Smotherman, he's not really a guy who likes to use wrestling. I don't think he's ever attempted a takedown at the UFC level. Kai Asakura, he has been taken down, but he's faced really good grapplers who managed to not only get him down, but keep him down. Even if Cameron Smotherman gets him down, he's not going to be able to keep him down. So this is going to be a stand-up fight, and that's where Asakura excels. He's going to hit him some knees to the body, and that's going to hurt him, especially with a bad weight cut. Knees to the liver are going to kill him, and then once he starts landing to the head, it's going to put him out. Cameron Smotherman doesn't have the greatest chin. When he fought Gregorio Chadalampos, can't remember if that's his name, but something along those lines. When he faced that guy, he got absolutely floored on the feet. And Kai Asakura, in my opinion, is a way more superior striker. So give me Kai Asakura to win by KO. That's going to be the pick and the play. Next up, we're going to the heavyweights. We have Sergei Pavlovich set the face off against Tallison Teixeira. Now, Sergei Pavlovich is a make or break kind of guy. He's a gatekeeper of this division. He's not going to be the best guys, but he's definitely going to beat a lot of contenders. Sergei Pavlovich, he can wrestle if he wants, like what he did against Jairzinho Rosenstruik. Or if he wants, he can just bomb you in the first round, and that's what I see happening here. Tallison Teixeira, his hands are down way too much, and I see him being clipped with an overhand here. I do see Sergei Pavlovich winning by KO. The odds are not quite there. The odds have not been released yet, but one thing I could look into is Sergei Pavlovich to win and land more strikes. But this is one you may have to stay away from in terms of betting because it's the heavyweight division and anything can happen. Next up, we're going to the light heavyweights. We have Mingyang Zhang set to face off against Alonzo Menifield. A lot of people like the side of Mingyang Zhang. The odds makers do for sure. But he's a first round or bust kind of guy. And that's one thing you have to be very wary of. If Alonzo Menifield survives the first rounds, it's going to be easy picking. So he is a very, very good value play here. I see him managing to get the dub. I see him managing to win by knockout. Those are really good value. But the bet is going to be Alonzo Menafield to win. The only concern is his questionable fight IQ and his corner advice. I see them giving him some really bad advice, encouraging him to march forward and not be afraid of what Mingyang throws his way. But first round is all about survival mode in this kind of fight. Once he survives again, he just wins. So hopefully he has his head on, and hopefully he manages to get us that money if you place your bet on that. Next up, we're going to the bantamweight main event between Yadong Song and Deiveson Figueiredo. The odds heavily favor Yadong Song, and rightly so. He is a very, very explosive fighter. In the first round, both of these guys are explosive, but Yadong Song, he's a really, really good fighter, and he carries that cardio throughout the fight. Deiveson, he will get tired really fast. Moving up to the bantamweight division, Deiveson did carry over his power. He did carry over a lot of his skill. Unfortunately, his age is starting to show in his fights, and that's where I see Yadong Song capitalizing here. I see him managing to land at will. He's going to land some really powerful shots that's going to keep Deiveson on the back foot for the majority of the fight, and I see him winning a unanimous decision. Placing a bet on Yadong Song to win over 2.5 and land more significant strikes. And that has been my picks and predictions for UFC Fight Night Macau. Be sure to leave a like. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Subscribe, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Twitter, support the channel on the Patreon, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, game time.